Hi, this is RHM for RHM Movie Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about Christmas movies. Well, holiday Christmas movies. Movies I usually watch during the holidays. That means in the months of November and December, I watch these movies. A Christmas. Yeah, these are movies that I own that I watch during the holidays. A Christmas Story is a very is a good Christmas movie. It has an amazing cast, but the star of it, it's Peter Bingsley, is more known right now for doing Vince Vaughn. He's been in a couple MCU movies like the I want to say the second to last, the Spider-Man Far From Home movie, but also the first Iron Man movie. So he's known for working with Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau. And the movie is based on a book by Gene Shepard, which I'm not sure if he does do a cameo in it. According to the trivia, he is the IMDb trivia for the movie. He does do a cameo in the movie. I didn't know what he looked like until I watched History Channel thing, History Channel episode or show really called Christmas Unwrapped. I know what he looks like. I still look for him. I don't know if he is actually in the movie, but hopefully, if you guys watch it, you see him, fine. And the movie was filmed in Cleveland, Ohio, and Canada. And if you go to Cleveland, you do there. The house the movie was filmed at. Well, obviously, it was probably the exterior of the house was they filmed the movie. The house is still there. You can, I think you can do a tour of it. I'm not sure. I've never done it. I've not done it. I'm really not into that movie. It's, as I said, it's a good movie. I've watched it a couple of times. I just don't really get into it. Another Christmas movie I usually watch. I've not watched recently. It's called Scrooged, which, as I said in an earlier video, there are multiple stories, books that are retold, that have been retold many times. A Christmas Carol is one of them. Scrooge is one take, sort of a modern take on a Christmas Carol, but that the movie came out in the 1980s, so it's what happened in the 1980s. So it's modern day take, but in the 1980s. The movie also has all four Murray brothers. That means, Bill Murray's the star of the movie. His other brothers are in the movie. His oldest brother, Brian Doyle Murray, plays his father in the Christmas Past, which I found very interesting. Probably because he's old enough to he was old enough and probably is still old enough to play his younger brother's father. Which I don't know about you guys, I still find that weird. But I think it was pretty cool. And one of his brothers plays his on-screen brother in the movie, which is very interesting, as I say. I think the last one, Joel, plays the friend of the one who actually plays on-screen brother. I gotta say, this movie is weird. Has Carol Kane in it. It has Karen Allen in it, who many people know from Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is a very good Indiana Jones movie. Probably the best. Another one I've watched on occasion is Love Actually. It has an all-star cast. Unfortunately, yes, maybe one or two of the actors from that movie have passed away. That means one that I know for certain that has passed away is the late Alan Rickman. He plays Emma Thompson's husband in the movie, and I think I'm not sure if he cheats on her or he's involved in his secretary, but he is definitely interested in secretary in the movie. But the movie also has its different storylines going along. And you might notice some of the actors from other movies, particularly probably Disney movies or other movies overall. And of course, can't talk Christmas movies without talking about Disney Christmas movies. Which there's Mickey's A Christmas Carol, as I mentioned. Christmas Carol, it's done multiple times. But when Disney's done their own Christmas movies, this time around, Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas and Twice Upon a Christmas both have, at the time, it was current actor voicing all these Disney characters. They're the classic Disney characters. The current voices of the classic Disney characters. That means the late Walt Allwright. I'm sorry if I can't get the name right. Pardon me while I look it up. Yeah, Wayne Allwine. Yeah, the late Wayne Allwine and Rusty Taylor is Mickey and Minnie Mouse respectively. They both do excellent jobs in their one vignette that they do for Mickey and Minnie, which is very good. Mickey's Once Upon Christmas and Twice Upon Christmas all have, I think, 4 vignettes of the classic characters. I mean, they even have the great Kelsey Grammer doing narration for both movies. Of course, Once Upon a Christmas is traditional animation. Twice Upon a Christmas is computer animation. That's the only difference between the two movies. Otherwise, the cast is the same, except for the voice of Max Goof, which goes from... Alright, looking for it. Sean Fleming to Jason Marsden. In case you're wondering, no, he is not related to James Marsden of the original X-Men franchise. They are not related at all. I know a lot of people think they are. I looked it up myself. It turns out that I don't know if it's their current wives or if they're ex-wives, but the wives were close when they were kids, so they grew up together. They were basically family. They were basically sisters. So that's as close a family relation between Jason Marsden and James Marsden as you're ever going to get. Next one you will probably see if you watch Freeform's. Well, now it is Freeform. At the time the movie came out, it was ABC Family. The movie is Holiday in Handcuffs, which stars Sabrina Teenage Witch, Melissa Joan Hart, and Mario Lopez from Saved by the Bell, which is interesting because you also have Marky Post in it, and I forget the rest of the cast, but the movie is amazing. It is funny. Melissa Joan Hart is hilarious in Holiday in Handcuffs. Of course, it's basically she finds her fiance breaks up with her just before she has to go home for the holidays, home for Christmas. And she finds Mario Lopez, who is a customer at the restaurant she's working at, the diner she's working at, and she handcuffs him and drags him back to her parents' house for Christmas. And hilarity ensues, basically. Next one I usually watch is takes place in Antarctica. It's one of those penguin movies called Happy Feet. It's singing, dancing penguins. It has an amazing cast. You have Hugh Jackman and Nicole Kidman in their first movie together. You know, it was animation. It was their first movie together, I assume. I don't know if they did anything before or after it. Actually, I know they did stuff after it together, but I'm not sure if they did anything before. But I know this is good. I don't know. I just wonder if they did any recording sessions together. But I doubt it, because the way you look at behind the scenes of any anime movie, you notice that sometimes they are filmed separately. Actors are filmed separately, are recorded separately, so they can do their voices without any distractions and without breaking. Although I would say if you watch Brother Bear, you watch behind their microphone bears, you find out a little thing that happened with Joaquin Phoenix and Jeremy Suarez, who play Kenai and Coda respectively, and you find out Joaquin Phoenix messed up one of his lines, and Jeremy Suarez corrected him. I watched the behind the microphone on Brother Bear. It is so hilarious for that the directors were laughing. They thought it was so hilarious that they actually put it in the movie. I'm guessing they probably rewrote that part for Jeremy Suarez. It's like, no, this is what you're going to say now. The fact that he messed up that line, you're going to say this. Now we're just going to record your part, and you say this. So he knows he messed up. You told him he messed up. So, and actually, Happy Feet is also, I think it is a combination of live action and animation. The parts of it that are animation are that you can honestly see the real difference between when Elijah Wood takes over for the voice of Mumble, the penguin. You can see that when his character is in an aquarium, I assume it's an aquarium because you see the glass. It's not a zoo, it's an aquarium of sorts. And you see right away, you're launched into live action stuff. And of course, for the finale, spoiler alert, for the finale is completely animated. And of course, with that cat, with the first Happy Feet, you do have the late Brittany Snow as the voice of Gloria. And she had a beautiful singing voice when she sang Boogie Wonderland. It was so fun to watch that. And of course, in the sequel, in Happy Feet 2, you have another singer turned actress, let's just say. That's what I call Pink. To me, she's a singer first and an actress second. And she is very good as the new voice of Gloria. Both Brittany Murphy and Pink, of course, bring their own different aspects to that role, but they're both good. I haven't watched in a while, but I keep on forgetting I have it, is Four Christmases. That stars Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn as a dating couple who don't want necessarily go back home because both have divorced parents and they're not even married. And of course, with Vince Vaughn's character, his on-screen parents are played by Sissy Spacek and Robert Duvall. His on-screen brothers, which I love this, is Jon Favreau and Tim McGraw. They are hilarious with Vince Vaughn as his brothers. And of course, on Reese Witherspoon's side, you have with her on-screen parents are Mary Steenburgen and Jon Voight. And I keep on forgetting who plays the mom's boyfriend, but I think it's Dwight Yoakam. And he's good in the movie. He plays a pastor, believe it or not. And both Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon are so hilarious in this movie. Four Christmases is a very funny movie. They have as a couple have all four appearances houses to celebrate Christmas. It's like this is truly funny. And when you watch certain scenes, I must say, you will laugh out loud when you see them doing these certain things. Especially the scene where Reese Witherspoon is in a bounce house with a whole bunch of kids trying to get a pregnancy test back from her niece. Oh, I forgot to mention that Reese Witherspoon's on-screen sister in the movie is played by Broadway veteran. I think she's a veteran, but she's also done a few Disney movies. Kristen Chenoweth, who a lot of people know as Glinda the Good from Wicked on Broadway. She was part of the original Broadway cast. And I do have Wicked. I've seen Wicked for Good. The movie musical of that musical is very good. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo do a very good job in those two movies. And I would say watch. There is a Mark Wahlberg movie called Four Brothers. I would suggest you watch it. It's very good. It is a dramatic movie. I think in the movie he's the only one who's single, but the younger brother in the movie is also single too. Because in that movie you have Tyrese and Andre Benjamin, I believe his name is. To a lot of people, he's known as Andre 3000 from Outcast. And the movie is very good. If there are points where you will get emotional or you will cry. I mean, I get emotional and at certain parts of the movie. It's very good because it's about four brothers, adopted brothers, who go on a revenge streak to get vengeance or go on a revenge streak because of their adopted mother's death. She was killed because she was in the way. It was like wrong place, wrong time, wrong place. She was just killed just because. There was no reason for her death. So the four brothers go seek revenge, try and find out who was responsible for their mother's death. I mean, there are points where you will laugh, but there are points where you'll get emotional. You'll probably cry your eyes out. I will probably do in my next video, my favorite resource movies. All the other resource movies I own, which would start with her feature film debut and her TV movie, her made-for-TV movie film debut, which both are very good, and she had famous on-screen dads. One was for TV movie debut, it was Beau Bridges. For her feature film debut, it was Sam Morrison. So both are good. And we'll talk about my resource movies in the next video. I hope you guys stay tuned. And please watch the other videos.